All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube, radio station, or wherever you may be listening to me at this particular time. Um, I'm getting a lot of interest. A lot of people are very interested in what Pastor Dow has to say because my cadence is a lot different than what they culturally have been defining or what they're commonly used to. And the question now comes, Pastor Dow, what is boyfriend and girlfriend? And the truth is, there's no such thing as boyfriend, girlfriend concerning the Bible. There's no such thing as dating concerning the scriptures. The scriptures does not speak about boyfriend, girlfriend, dating. It doesn't. This is a Western philosophy, come from the Western Hemisphere, come from the Anglo-Saxon European colonialization of what they call relationships, which is diametrically opposed, and it is in direct opposition of what Bible or what the scriptures have to say. The culture of the Hebrews and those of us who are Israelites, the relationships are either defined as husband and wife, meaning marriage, pelesh, concubine, and as a state of betrothal period, to where there is literally no sexual contact whatsoever at all until the actual consummation of the marriage. And you see, all this flies in the face because American social system, along with its religious system called Christianity, has everybody's mind twisted, warped, and distorted. But what you have to comprehend, understand, and see is that those of us who are Israelites, we know that we're in captivity, and we know, according to history, especially when you go into the books of the Apocrypha. That's the reason why you need to read the Apocrypha, because what the Apocrypha does is state our plight and our condition. There were many of our people, just like today, many also the Israelites, that consented to the laws of these Greek religions. And many of them made themselves uncircumcised. And many of themselves says, you know what? We would much rather be Greeks and make ourselves uncircumcised than actually follow the commandments of the Most High Yah. And so when you look at our society after all this assimilation, after all these many different captivities, this is what you've got today. You've got a people robbed of a knowledge of self, people who don't know who they are. And of course, now when in function, when you're trying to bring this truth to them, their mind automatically kicks against this truth because they do not study. They're not students of the scriptures. They have no eldership, people who are actually trying to really truly live this thing. And so you've got a people today that are confused, that's trying to function out of both paradigms, which is simply is not going to work. There's no such thing as no boyfriend or girlfriends. What people are doing in this society is committing fornication and committing adultery and lewdness and whoredoms and harlotry. That's what they're doing. And it's utterly amazing because the victims of all this, or is end up going to be a victim, especially emotionally disturbed, are the women. And that's the reason why that you see them have taken on a lot of character traits of the animal kingdom concerning nature, quality. Because, a Hebrew woman, an Israelite woman, is a woman of a meek and quiet spirit. Find one in this world today. Is one of modesty, is one of shamefacedness. Everything I just got finished mentioning to you is totally against the corporate woman. It's totally against what this world, this society, this Western Anglo-Saxon European model presents today. And the people in an utter state of confusion. So those of us who are actually in exile to our Yah, and those of us who are restoring the old paths and the old landmarks, don't expect for anybody in your family, don't expect for anybody in this world to comprehend and understand except those who have determined that they are going to follow what the word says. And you're going to know pretty quick who your enemies and who your friends are when you start following this book. It's utterly amazing. You can get people today that will follow that Bible, and that family all of a sudden will not tolerate them for nothing anymore, any longer. The man could have been a whoremonger. He could have been an adulterer. The man could have been a drunk. The man could have been a drug addict, a many plethora of things. And that woman would have stayed with that man. But as soon as a man comes to his creator, as soon as a man comes to the knowledge of who he is, his spirit starts to be rejuvenated. He starts to actually follow what that Bible says. The pages of that book jumps off and it becomes part of his life. When he starts following that, all of a sudden, and becoming an obedient servant, all of a sudden, you find out that these Americanized women, they would rather have an adulterer, they would rather have a whoremonger, they would rather have a fornicator, they would rather have a cheat, a scoundrel, a wife beater, they would rather have someone that is a crackhead or drunk to be their husband than someone to actually follow what that Bible says and to have the audacity and the unmitigated gall to obey what it says. Because see, that's the power of it. The power of it is not in words. The power of it is in doing and in action. And when a man starts doing that, he discovers who his creator is. And that's when the problem of this social paradigm and order starts coming in. That's where the conflict starts coming in. And the next thing you know, you've got all hell that is busted loose. And of course, what do these effeminized women do today who have found a lot of strength in the American so-called judicial system, which we all know is no justice at all? They go run to them. They go run to this system. They go run to the laws of the heathen in order to try to bind this man and force him and conform him and make him do what his conscience no longer can do, because now he has been born again. It's amazing, isn't it? But there's no such thing in if you're going to follow the scriptures, the Holy Bible, there's no such thing as boyfriends and girlfriends, regardless of what society said. The sad part about it is that many of you just ain't going to get it until the breath go out of your body and then you lift your eyes up in hell. Anyway, I got to get back to work. Have a good day.